Hello students, today we are going to see the lesson number 3, religious synthesis, standard 7, subject history. So religious synthesis means what? That is religious unity. Synthesis means unity, making all the religions together, that is religious synthesis. So here we are going to see the explanation given here. As students, all of you know that there is diversity in language and religions in India. Okay, and it is the characteristic of our Indian society that there is diversity of language and religions. So considering this feature, the Indian constitution, our Indian constitution has also adopted the principle of secularism. Okay, secularism means what? Indian constitution has not adopted any one religion. All the religions are same in the constitution, means every people of any religion has the same value, that is secularism. So in medieval India means in the medieval period of India, which is the medieval period of India, that is 9th to 18th century. 9th through 18th century is the medieval period of India, and in that time also, means in the ancient time also, the attempt was made to bring all the religions, okay, on under one roof. Okay, means what? That is religious synthesis was tried to bring, okay, about in society. So among these efforts, the bhakti movement, the bhakti movement, the Sikhism and Sufi sect have a significant place, which movements have the significant place, who tries to bring the religious synthesis in Indian society, that is Bhakti movement, Sikhism and the Sufi sect. These different streams of thought arose in a different parts of India. So these are the different streams, these are the different thought streams. Okay, these are the different thought streams which arose in different parts of India. Okay, so that Bhakti movement will be, Sikhism or Sufi sect will be, that this type of movement started in India to bring the religious synthesis in India. Okay, so this here they emphasized harmony between the different sects and religions along with devotion. Okay, along with devotion to God. So they tried to emphasize the harmony. Harmony means that is they wanted to bring all the religions uh, one, okay, under one roof. That is they wanted the harmony. Okay, so they wanted the harmony, they wanted the unity in different religions. Okay, they in different religions, and that's why uh, they told that there should be the devotion to God. Okay, so all the religions devotes to God. That's why this taking this strain, okay, they tried to bring harmony within the Indian society. So we are going to get the information about that. Now, initially means in the starting, rituals and Brahmadhyan were greatly emphasized in the Indian religious life. Okay, if these words are related to Hindu religion. Okay, rituals and Brahmadhyan, mostly Brahmadhyan. Okay, so Brahmadhyan word is related to in Hindu religion. So Brahmadhyan means what? That is the supreme knowledge about the God. Okay, supreme knowledge about the God means Brahmadhyan, about the universe, who knows all the things, that is the Brahmadhyan. Okay, that is the knowledge, Brahmadhyan, supreme knowledge. uh, so at that time, rituals means what? Okay, um, uh, we we accept the things, okay, particular things for making some puja or making marriage. Okay, no, we have the rituals. Okay, through the one by one step we go into the puja or into the marriage also, and whatever the things we do, whatever the activity we do, that is called the ritual. Okay, so rituals and Brahmadhyan were greatly emphasized in the Indian religious life. So in the medieval period, they gave way to Bhakti Marga. Now the path of devotion, that is the path of devotion. See here. So in the initially there was much importance for yajna. Okay, yajna we call yajna will be there. Okay, other things, that is pujas were also held at the time. So many things were held for making God happy. Okay, for making God happy, and also there was importance for Brahmajnan. Okay, no, Brahmajnan. But after the emergence of Bhakti Marg, Bhakti movement, okay, it was a path of devotion, but they emphasized the importance of not of these all things, that is rituals and all, but what, see here, we are going to see that is Bhakti Marg did not give undue importance to hierarchies. Bhakti Marga did not give undue importance to wait for a minute. Importance to Bhakti Marga, sorry, they undue importance to hierarchies. So hierarchies means what? That is, see here, in Indian Hindu religion, okay, in the Indian Hindu religion, there are the caste. Okay, so Brahmin are at the higher caste. Okay, then after comes Kshatriya. Okay, then after comes Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. So these are the hierarchy, these are where the hierarchies in Indian society at that time. So Bhakti Marga did not give importance, undue, okay, unnecessary importance they did not give to hierarchies, which further facilitated religious synthesis. So they opposed this hierarchy in Indian society, and they only emphasized, they only told the importance of religious synthesis. Okay, who? Bhakti movement. Okay, Bhakti movement which start, and this Bhakti Marga gave a way to get the God. Okay, and this Bhakti Marga told that there should not be the hierarchies in society. Okay, any one person is not he is not of high status because he has taken the birth in high hierarchy. Okay, so this way Bhakti Margas emphasized or they facilitated the religious synthesis, religious unity. Okay, in different regions of India, we find different forms of the path of devotion. Okay, and according to the local situation there. So in, if you see, for one thing only, okay, for one thing means, for if in of any one religion, if any person is there in every part of the India, okay, so they accept the various rituals, they follow the various rituals for one thing only. So that way here the Bhakti Marga movement, which Bhakti movement started, no, they told that there should not be the different forms of path of devotion. Okay, there should be one path of devotion. Okay, there should be one path of devotion, and that's why Bhakti movement used the common people's language instead of Sanskrit. Why, see here, why Bhakti Marga movement used the common people's language? Because common people didn't know the Sanskrit. Okay, no, and that's why for giving the for spreading the message of God, for spreading the message of religious synthesis, Bhakti movement started to use the common people's language instead Sanskrit, and in this way this helped the development of regional languages, and because of this Bhakti movement only regional language started to get developed. Regional language means in particular area one language is spoken. Okay, in another area the another language is spoken. Okay, so that is regional language. Okay, these are the regional language. Because of this Bhakti movement, regional language started to get developed. Okay, now we are going to see, I think all of you understood this, what we are going, you are writing about this, that because to bring the harmony in the religions, various sects or various movements started in India in the medieval period, that is Bhakti movement, then Sikhism and Sufi sect. Okay, now this Bhakti movement also forced or emphasized the importance of that is devotion to God and not for the rituals and Brahmanyan. Okay, now we are going to see more about this Bhakti movement. See here, it is believed that the Bhakti movement originated in South India. Where it is originated, Bhakti movement originated, it is in South India. Okay, it is in South India, and the Nainar and Alwar Bhakti movements emerged in this region. Okay, which movement started here? That is Nainar and Alwar. Okay, Nainar and Alwar means what this? Okay, these are the two sects. Nainar and Alwar are the two sects of Bhakti movements. Means one group of only Bhakti movement. Some people were of the group of Nainar and some people were of the group of Alwar. Okay, that is Nainar and Alwar Bhakti movements emerged in this group. Means the Bhakti movement also was divided into Nainar and Alwar groups in South India. The Nainas were devotees of Shiva. So these Nainas were there, no? They were the devotees of Shiva. Means they were praying for Shiva, and while Alvars were devotees of Vishnu, and Alvars people were there, they were devoting to Vishnu. Okay, Nainar to Shiva and Alvars to Vishnu. There were also attempts to consider Shiva and Vishnu as one and the same, and bring them together. Okay, bring them together. Okay, so the try was made that Shiva and Vishnu is one and the same, and in this way try was made that these Nainar and Alwar should become one. Okay, should become one. So see here, Harihar idols, what type of try was made that Nainar and Alwar should become one? That is Harihar idols, which depict half Vishnu and half Shiva were produced in this period on a large scale. So that's why to become one Nainar and Alwar Bhakti movements, the try was made that Harihar, one idol was made. Okay, one idol was made, that is Harihar. So Hari means Vishnu and Har means that is Shiva. Okay, Hari means Vishnu and Har means Shiva. So this way the try was made that the Nainar and Alwar people these groups should become one. Now, people belonging to all social strata had participated in these Bhakti movements. So after the emergence of this Bhakti movement, what people started to do, that people were belonging to all social strata. Okay, belonging to all social strata means people before that, okay, before Bhakti movement, people were divided into many groups of or sects. Okay, now they also started to participate, they also started to take the initiative in the Bhakti movement. Okay, so these Bhakti movement preached values like love of God, okay, humanity, compassion, mercy, etc. So in the Bhakti movement, what was the new things they were okay, that is Bhakti movement started to tell that love of God. Okay, they preached the values like love of God is important, humanity should be there. Okay, humanity means what? We should have the love for other living beings. Okay, we should preserve all the living beings because they have also the right to live. Okay, as the human beings have, means we should have the humanity, we should have the love for other living being. So that is humanity. Then compassion means if anyone is in sorrow, okay, we should also show the compassion for that person, okay, for that living being, that is compassion. And mercy means if anyone has made the crime, we should not give him any big punishment. Okay, we should show the mercy to him. Okay, we should show mercy to him. If anyone is weak, living being is there, if any living weak person is there, we should show the mercy to him and we should help him. That is mercy. So these all values were taught by bhakti movement. Okay, now Ramanuja and other acharyas strengthen the base of the bhakti movement in South India. Okay, so in South India, who persons were there who were teaching these things, or who strengthened, who made the powerful bhakti movement. Okay, bhakti movement made powerful, that is Ramanuja and other acharyas were there, means mainly Ramanuja was there and other acharyas also strengthened, made the bhakti movement strong. Okay, in South India. These Ramanuja and other acharyas told people that God is for all. God does not discriminate, and the teachings of Ramanuja had a great impact in North India also. Now, see here, Ramanuja and other acharyas told the people that God is for all. Okay, God is for all because of the hierarchy in Hindu religion. Okay, only some means who are from the high strata. Okay, high hierarchies. Okay, it is assumed that only the high strata or hierarchies people had the right to meet the God, or they are the agent of the God and common people. Okay, like that way. But this bhakti movement said that people, God is for all. Okay, and God does not discriminate. We don't need, there is no need to any agent to meet the God. Okay, to meet the God. Okay, mostly see here, in still it is, this thing is prevalent now in our society also, that is Brahmins in Hindu religion. Brahmins are the agent to who made the visit in common people and God. Okay, no, so sometimes for any rituals, any puja, Hindu people call for Brahmin. Okay, so bhakti movement started to tell that for God all the people are same. Okay, and God does not make differentiation, God does not make discrimination. Okay, does not make discrimination between the people, and for God all the people are same. The teachings of Ramanuja had a great impact in North India, but Ramanuja was started his work in South India, but his impact was there also in North India. Okay, in North India means his work reached in South India also and in North India also. Now the next see here, Sant Ramanand. Okay, Sant Ramanand strengthened the bhakti movement in North India. And one more, okay, after Ramanuja and other acharyas, Sant Ramanand. Okay, Sant Ramanand also made the strong bhakti movement in North India. Okay, so Ramanuja worked in South India and Sant Ramananda worked in North India to develop bhakti movement. Okay, bhakti movement. Sant Kabir is a well-known sant in the bhakti movement. Okay, so Sant Kabir is a well-known sant in the bhakti movement, and he did not attach any importance to places of pilgrimage, vratas or idol worship. See here, so Sant Kabir, he was well known sant in bhakti movement. Okay, in bhakti movement he was very famous. Sant Kabir was very famous, and he told that or he emphasized that there is no any place, or should not be any importance for the things like pilgrimage. Okay, pilgrimage means what? That is we call yatra, tirtha yatra, pilgrimage. Okay, tirtha yatra. So Hindu people goes to Kashi, and Muslim people go for Makkah or other things. So he told that there is no importance for the places of pilgrimage or vratas. There is also no importance for the vratas. Okay, various vratas were also done by the Hindu women. Okay, so there is also not importance for the vratas. If you are doing nothing or if you are not making any vratas, there will not be any great impact of it. Okay, no, if you do or not do, any great impact is not there. Whatever the vratas are done by the women, these are only for the satisfaction of ourselves. Okay, so there is no any great impact of vratas. So he told that should not be the place for pilgrimage or vratas or idol worship. Okay, so idol worship, so we also worship the idols. Okay, no, so he told that there is no place or there is no importance for the idol worship. If you are not worshipping the idols also, if you are not making vratas also, there should not be any kind of loss or any kind of profit in your life. For him, truth was God. So he told the importance of the God, that truth is the only truth is the God. Okay, whatever you find, whatever you see now by your eyes, whatever you hear by your ears, that is the truth, and that is the God. That is the God which you don't feel, which you don't see, that is not God. Okay, he Sant Kabir told the importance of truth, and according to him, truth was God. So that all human beings are equal for him. He told also that, okay, he taught that all human beings are same, equal. They are equal. According to hierarchy, Shudras are not, they are means they are not poor, or they are not same like Brahmin. Okay, but all are same. All are same. He did not believe in any differences based on caste, creed, sect, and religion. So he was not believing on the caste also. Okay, caste also, creed also. Creed means that is one type of group also. Creed, sect, and religion. So he according to him, all the religions are same, and all the people of religions are same. They cannot be discriminated according to religion, according to creed, according to sect, or according to caste. Okay, so he wanted to bring about Hindu and Muslim unity. So he wanted to bring unity between Hindu and Muslim. So that's why he also criticized the extremely orthodox people in both Hindu and Muslim religions in strong terms. So orthodox people means, okay, who has a great faith on religion, and who never wants to lose, okay, their beliefs. Okay, that is orthodox people. Okay, that is orthodox people. Okay, if you see before this also, I am telling about the Hindu religions, that it was not accepted that women should go out of the house. Okay, she should not be come out. So that is the orthodox people. But now the condition is different. Okay, this is the modern age. Now women are going out, they are making their own careers. Okay, like this way. So who believes these all things? Okay, the things which are not acceptable, or who gives more importance to religion, that is orthodox people. So that's why Sant Kabir criticized the orthodox people both in Hindu and Muslim religion, and in this way he told the importance of truth. Okay, according to Sant Kabir, truth was the God, and he didn't give importance to vratas or any type of rituals. Okay, idol worship or pilgrimage. Why anyone goes to pilgrimage? They feel that, the people feel that if they go to pilgrimage, all their whatever the bad things they had done in their life, okay, that all get washed, and that's why they go to pilgrimage. So according to him, it was not the real thing. Okay, it was not the real thing, but whatever the truth you are making, that's the God, and you are meeting the God there only. It was Sant Kabir's belief. Okay, students, now that much I have studied today. All of you see that once again, and read it in the home. Okay, this lesson also. Now I'll stop here. Okay.